Ladies and gentlemen, I am the inquiring cameraman. All day I travel around California, the highways and the byways, the downtown districts, the residence districts, the factory districts, all districts. I stop people on the street. I pry into offices and shops and stores and restaurants. I knock on the doors of homes, all for the purpose of digging out voters of California to express their views for your edification. Remember, they're not actors, they're nervous. You'd be scared to death yourself the first time you face the camera and microphone. If they seem awkward, bear with them. I don't rehearse them, I'm impartial. I ask them questions only to help them express themselves more clearly. I thank you. Now for the votes. Votes from carpenters, housewives, jobless men, butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers. There's even a crooner hidden in the group, but you'll have to find him out for yourself. All ready for the votes?
Would you mind telling us who your favorite candidate is for governor?
Sinclair.
And what is your principal reason for arriving at that?
Well, it puts a different man with different principles and everything like that into office, see, and it gets away from the old line.
Well, have you made a study of his plan?
Yes, I've studied a little bit. Some of them are rather radical, but I think they'll be modified when he gets into office.
I see. Well, now, listen. Do you really believe that he can end poverty in California?
Well, no, I don't think so, but... well, I don't know what to say about that.
Now, Mr. Work, you've made up your mind who you're going to vote for next month, the governor?
Yes, sir.
Do you mind telling us who?
I'm going to vote for Merriam because I want a job. And to drive all the capital out of the country, who's going to pay us?
And you think then that Merriam would be the safest for us all?
Absolutely. There's no time to trade horses in the middle of the stream.
Thank you very much, Mr. Work.
Mr. Butler, are you going to vote in the coming election?
I certainly am.
Just who do you wish to vote for, Mr. Butler?
I'm sure that I'm going to vote for Mr. Sinclair.
You must have a good reason for voting for Mr. Sinclair?
Well, Mr. Sinclair have something new, that new epic plan. I think it's time that we should try something new out again.
And you think the epic plan will work?
I don't know, but I'm willing to take a chance on it.
Now, Mr. Skinner, just who are you going to vote for?
I'm going to vote for Merriam because I need prosperity.
I've selected Upton Sinclair.
And you probably have some good reason for having selected him. Will you tell us that?
Well, for the first reason, we need a complete rejuvenation of our governmental system, and that's the main reason.
Yes, sir, I do. I think Mr. Merriman is the man, the better man for the governorship than either Mr. Haight or Mr. Sinclair.
I see. On what do you base that, Mr. Poole? Any particular...
Well, I don't believe that due to Mr. Sinclair's socialistic ideas that he should be our governor. And I don't know anything about Mr. Haight.
Would you mind telling us who you selected?
Governor Merriam.
And your outstanding reason for having selected him?
Why, I think it'll be a pity to put a man in as much of a theorist as the other candidate, an untried person in the ways of government.
You believe, then, that Mr. Merriam would keep the boat from rocking?
I do.
And safer for you and your family and all?
Very much so.
Thank you very much. Mr. Duncan,
yes.
Would you mind telling us how you intend to vote for governor next month?
Aye, sure. I'm going to vote for Upton Sinclair.
I see.
And I will tell it to the housetops.
I'm going to vote for Frank Merriam for governor for the reason that he is for democracy rather than socialism. And he won't involve us in any dangerous experiments.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Duffy, what's your opinion on this thing?
Why, being in the real estate business, I believe Merriam to be the ideal man, and I'd like to stay in the real estate business, and if Mr. Sinclair gets in, I'm afraid there'll be no real estate business.
Now, Mr. Schroeder, no doubt you're going to vote for governor next month. Would you mind telling us your choice?
I have Upton Sinclair in mind, but his plans are so far ahead of the times that I am doubtful as to whether it would be right for me to vote that way.
Would you mind telling us your choice?
Mr. Haight.
I see. Now, what is your principal idea for having to come to this decision?
I think he has the best judgment of the three.
See, you followed his plans and what he has in mind carefully,
Yes,
have
sir.
you? Well, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Well, what are outstanding reasons for your selecting him?
Oh, I've never been very excited about elections before, but Sinclair's attitude towards so many of our institutions that I consider sacred don't quite agree with mine. So I've decided to use all the influence I have to put Governor Merriman back in office.
Thank you, Miss Bryant.